there is a number of universities, we've talked about this extensively on our broadcast, that receive millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party. What we have learned is that the Penn Biden Center, surprise, surprise, also received tens of millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party, $54 million exactly for just the few years that they were, I guess, renting office space. And he had a handful of staff, not huge salaries because they were probably part-time, most of them, and kind of like you said, it's a holding position. Again, though, it begs the question, a Chinese Communist Party funded office had classified documents inside of it.
And they have, the Chinese Communist Party has infiltrated a lot of the universities. And at the University of Pennsylvania, the university's faculty later pressured the Biden Justice Department. Ready for this, folks? To end the FBI's primary Chinese counter-espionage efforts known as the China Initiative that sought to root out spies in the U.S. Academy. Although yesterday the FBI raided a Chinese police station in New York. That was, Chinese police station, Chinese government police station to, quote, help the citizens from China that are in New York, but we know what's really going on there. Harry Hutchin has been our director of policy, has been doing a deep dive on this. Harry, what have you found?
Well, I have found from Just the News with John Solomon that the University of Pennsylvania actually received almost $70 million in donations.
It's gone up $16 million since yesterday.
From Chinese sources from 2013 to 2019, two-thirds of which was collected while employing Joe Biden as a guest professor. So essentially, he gave the university access to his name. Then the university got money from Chinese donors, and apparently there is clear evidence that during the same period of time, Hunter Biden was working with the Chinese government and other entities to land contracts. And
when was the time period? Do we know the time period, Harry, where Hunter Biden was using the president's home address, his Delaware house address, as his address?
Well, that time period, as I understand it, would be after 2017. So during that interim period where the documents were actually in possession of Joe Biden and his Corvette, Hunter Biden essentially had access, if you will, to those documents.
So here's the question, Andy. Does this criminal probe go into China's connection to the University of Pennsylvania?
It ought to, because as Professor Hutchison just pointed out, this is a major funding entity from, 2013 to 2019, $70 million into the University of Pennsylvania, and you think they were just giving that from private donors? No, it was the Chinese Communist Party, and the Chinese Communist Party doesn't give money unless there is a motive and an intent to do so. And what were we using the Biden Center for? A repository of classified documents that were in there in the vice president's office and Biden's office in an institution which has direct connections with the Chinese Communist Party. It's worth pointing out, as Newt Gingrich said the other day, they have a lot of connections with government. The president of the University of Pennsylvania became Biden's ambassador to Germany. So there's a lot of connections between Pennsylvania and its officials, the Chinese Communist Party, and the Biden administration. Someone needs to take all those strings in hand and figure out where they end, Jay.